Okay, so this video is aimed to try to increase your credit score. We know you need a great credit score so that you can get better loans, you can be able to rent someplace, because some people will not rent you a house or an apartment if your credit score is bad. And if you can get better interest rates on things you buy, then it's great, man. So for everything, you need a very good credit score. And so there's a few things that you can try to do to kind of improve that. So let's kind of go through those first of all. Now, the first thing I think that you have to do is get a good relationship with your banker. So know your banker well. Go on ahead and make sure that you know them on a first name basis. Go often, visit them, take them things, anything to make life easier for you at the bank. The more you know the people at the bank, the easier it will be for them to be able to help you out in the future. So make sure you know your bankers and have that good relationship with them. So now the credit scores are based on things like a FICO score, and those go from like 300 up to 850, and the higher the better, of course. And so how do you get that there, and how do they determine that? Now, sometimes they use, and most of the times they use, a credit utilization ratio. Basically, that's showing you how much you owe to your total credit limit. A lot of times it's based on each individual card. So if you have more than one credit card, they might go on ahead and get a ratio for each card, and then at the end maybe get a total ratio for everything, and see how much you're spending and what's your limit. And that ratio you should try to keep under 30%. So if you have, $100,000 limit, then don't spend more than $30,000. If you have, a $10,000 limit, don't spend more than $3,000. And it's very important not to get behind on your payments. That makes all the difference in the world. Those go on your credit score, and they will decrease your credit score. So always be on time, pay those bills that you have on time, because if not, that's going to count against you. So when you do use your credit cards, it's really important to make sure that when you're keeping that ratio down to only spending 30% of your limit, pay them off right away. Because if you pay them off quickly, one, you're not getting into debt, then you're not going to have to pay the high interest rates that many of these credit cards do have. So you want to make sure you have the money available. Use your credit card, then pay it right off. That's going to improve your credit score. So now the next thing is, don't open more accounts than what you actually need to open up. With so many stores, a lot of people have credit cards at Sears and at Dillard's and Bell's, or all the other stores that are available to have credit cards. And every time that you open another credit card, there's inquiries into your credit score, into the companies that deal with your credit limit and your credit score. So when they do that, that actually decreases your credit score. If there's too many inquiries into the score, then you're going to have issues. So try not to open too many cards, because then you tend to have this ability to spend money easier when you have all these different cards, and that's not what you want to do. That's not the idea behind having credit cards. Now, before I go on to the next one, when we talk about not opening cards, now if you open up a card, say to transfer some money over to a different credit card because you're not going to pay any interest on it and you want to pay it off, and the easiest way is not to be paying interest on that amount that you have, don't close your old credit card. Transfer that amount, pay off that new one at 0% interest, which would be perfect. Get it down to zero. But keep your old credit card at zero, because what that's going to do, that credit utilization ratio that we talked about, the total debt divided by the total credit that you have, that ratio is going to go up a lot higher, and it's going to look a lot better on your record, and that's going to make you look even better. So don't close it right off the bat. I think I would wait 6 months before I close it, and then if you want to close it at that time, because you already developed a very good ratio with your new credit card, then that's perfect. But keep it long term until you're ready to say, okay, now I can close it and it's not going to affect my credit in a negative way. So then the last one is dispute any inaccuracies. A lot of times you'll look onto, and this happens a lot with fraud, because when people are doing fraud and they charge something to your account that you actually did not buy, or something's wrong on there, then you have to dispute those, because once you dispute those, they'll fight it, they'll investigate it, and then hopefully they'll wipe it away from your credit report, and then your credit score will get better at that point. And these days there's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of fraud going on out there, and don't think that just because it hasn't hit you, it's not going to hit you, because people are always trying to steal in a lot of different ways, and credit cards and writing checks and all this. That happens quite a bit. So there's a few points for you to take home with those, and try to improve your credit score. And it takes time, but for those people that are just getting credit cards now, try to do it that way. One of the things that I was told is go on ahead and get that first credit card if you do get a credit card. Now, if they give you a low amount of credit, that's fine. It doesn't matter what they give you, but pay that off quick. Buy something, pay it off. Buy it, pay it off. And if the credit card sees that you're paying it off, they're going to increase your amount of credit, and they'll keep on increasing that amount of credit every 3 to 6 months maybe. So every 6 months you can give them a call and say, hey, I need more credit, and they will keep on increasing, and that's going to help your credit utilization ratio as well. Next, I'll be doing some video on a couple of credit cards that I think would be very good to have because of the things that they offer. So stay tuned. Take care.